Well, hi there. This is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage, and we are in Springfield, Missouri. Oh, it is beautiful outside today. You wouldn't believe how nice it is. I sat out on the porch. Well, it did rain a ton. That was nice because then I can sit out in there and relax, knowing everything's got water. I saw our little squirrel, one of the little squirrels. He was up on our deck railing, which is metal, and this was like about 3 days ago, and maybe 4. He was walking along the top of it with his mouth right down on the railing, and I thought, what's he doing? I mean, there was bird poop up there, and like, what is he doing? He can't possibly be licking it. And I watched him. He went the whole length, which is pretty long, and came up. The light was on the glass window, so he couldn't really see me. The sun was shining in a way, it was kind of blocking me, so he could come right up there and not know I was watching him. He was licking it. So I figured out that's how he's getting water right now. I should probably go put some water in that bird bath, and I did that night actually, but now he's got plenty, so that's nice. It's been good to watch all the birds taking baths in there because it's so warm today. So warm. It's really nice. This is probably one of our last really warm days. It's supposed to get cold. All right, we are going to do, so I know I've done this gingerbread man before already, but I haven't shown you everything about him. He's so cute. I've done this one a whole bunch this year. So this is it. This is the last of my Christmas cards. I'm not doing any more Christmas cards after today. I promise. Oh, I take that back. I'm not actually. I am doing it, but it's me like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago. I do have one more ready to go to be scheduled, I think, but that one is one I've already made. So I won't be. I've already made it. You'll see it next week or the week after. Or I don't know. I don't know when it's scheduled. It's coming. All right, so we're going to get started. It is tons and tons of information for Stampin' Up! Stuff. So I will see what I can get through. I don't know because I'll be distracted with card making. It's fun, and I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you so much for watching with me. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and like and share. Oops, what did I do? I thought I was... Oh, that's the ceiling. Oh, come now. I hit something. Oh, there we go. I thought I was hitting, there's a purse on here. Oh my goodness, I had no idea. So there's a little purse on there. If you hit that, you can send them to a link of some kind. Well, the things you learn that you don't know anything about. All right, or that I learned that I don't know anything about, because this is just for fun. I really do this for fun. It is fun. So if you live here in Springfield, you can message me. You can always get catalogs through me. You can come and see what kinds of things I've got if you're interested in looking at them in person. It's kind of nice to see paper, particularly. Right as it is rather than, anyway. All right, I'm going to put some light on and hopefully get the glare down, because here is this little gingerbread guy. He's so cute. There's so much to do. And I did want to show you last week, actually just a few days ago, I think I did that mask, made all these, I made this whole sheet from these cards. Okay, I made a sheet of snowflakes, and I thought you might enjoy seeing the actual cards I made from those, because I didn't have time to do that. Jeff came home. He's working again today, so I'm able to get down here in the craft room and enjoy myself. Even though it's a really beautiful day, I'd probably like to be outside some more, and I probably will go outside some more. I used an old sentiment ones. I've got so many, and jeweled it up because the snowflakes are really pretty. But with the word magical, you've got to have some sparkle there, right? And I just think the snowflakes really lend to the sparkle aspect. But it also could be very calmed down too. And then this little house actually is from that snow globe that we had. The framed scenes also would fit there nicely. They're about the same size. And then I just put some sparkle trees on these. These were other papers, but I thought you might enjoy seeing the ones I got. These probably won't be in the newsletter. I probably will eventually get them on Pinterest, but they aren't ones that would be easy for you to create unless you already had a nice background stamp, like framed scenes, or better yet, winter scenes. I guess winter scenes is actually the one that you would wanna find. That one has the little houses and things that look like wintry. Okay, so here's this little package too. I think Gingerbread Man will suit itself for doing this little package. Now, I cut this out, didn't have time to really do it with that Jolly Delivery video I did about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but this is the package it makes, and it's so cute. It fits 2 Ghirardelli squares perfectly because it cuts this little opening. It's a super little easy package to create, okay? So I thought I'd show that to you. I might put Seasons Eatings would be a really cute, you know, little tag on here, and you could put your little gumdrops, or there's a sucker in there. You can do that. I actually got out my Sweetest Things too, because they have little dies that have candy on it, and I might do with that. But anyhow, that's just for here nor there right now. We're gonna stick with this for now, and then we'll see what we can do. Oh, there goes my dryer or washer. I should have actually waited to start this until after I switched it over. Oh well. Housework never goes away, does it? Even when it's just 2 of you. Now I'm gonna do my gingerbread guys on cinnamon cider. I bought, I think, 3 packs of this stuff when it was available years and years ago now, and I think I bought plenty of ink too, because it actually is one of my favorite browns. I can color on it and do other things. This is pecan pie, and it's a lovely color for gingerbread boys as well, as you can see, but I actually prefer my cinnamon cider. So today I'm going to use cinnamon cider, but you can see you can use pecan pie and it'll be fine, because today I'm going to emboss it. So I want to make sure you see how nice he can be when you emboss it, because stamping on it looks good, embossing looks better. just saying. All right. It just looks like frosting, white frosting, like you would want to have on your gingerbread boy. And the first thing to know is that because these are, I've already talked about this, but I'm going to redo it a little. Because these are clear, you can see through them, photopolymer stamps, they're adjustable, which is wonderful, because in the last video I showed you how you could tip his little head and make him look like he's running. You can make him look like he's doing all kinds of fun things. But if you want him to just fit these dies, because this die is wonderful, it makes his little hands join in the middle. They can fold, so you can make a nice card that's gingerbread man shaped. You could make an ornament. You can do all kinds of really cool things. But in order to get this stamped guy to fit in here, you either have to stamp right within this die, with the die laying right there, and that's how I did it on the other video. But I saved one of my cutouts from the pecan pie for this week's cards. I saved it so that I can show you how you can just save them, and then that way you can stamp right within your cardstock. So the first thing to do is take a piece of cardstock that you don't care about and run it through. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Since I don't waste anything, stamp your boys, run it through, get them cut out. Even if they're not perfect, you can fix it, and then save this for the other ones that will be coming that will be perfect, okay? So we're gonna need the big guy here, and he won't really fit on this block. He's close, but not quite. And if you want him to actually fit this die, you have to lay him right in there too. So let me get some things out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. And have fun with it. That's the big thing. Have fun with this. That's what this is supposed to be all about. All right, so I'm gonna stamp on this. Okay. And I don't really need the die because I'm going to use my template that I've already done. But the template does have a tendency to shift around. Now you could just, you could use anything that's a big giant block, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one, but I'm going to move that around. So we're going to just set it here at the side for now. And I want this to lay down nice. I'm going to go ahead and tape it. It doesn't really matter. The bottom needs to not move. The upper I can move, but I definitely don't want the bottom to move. So I could actually make it, you know, a little smaller so that it fits in here better. Maybe I should do that just so that we don't have any problems getting it taped on there. So I'm going to cut this down on that side a little bit so that I have a bit more space to tape this guy down. Okay, all right, so we're gonna use this washi tape. Any tape will do because it's not gonna, it doesn't matter if it's gonna tear the paper at all. Oops, what am I doing? I forgot. There's something I needed to know here. I kind of forgot something. The problem with embossing is that it's pretty tough. You can cut these things with the die after embossing, but it can mess it up. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to emboss it. We're going to cut it, and we'll see if it works okay. Usually I like to cut things first and then emboss, but you can't do that if you're going to be doing it. I mean, I could stamp it with white, and then I could stamp it again, and I just think that's going to be iffy if I do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do it. This is what I like to call the fast and easy way. So I want his little hands to actually look like they're touching, but I want to be able to fold the fold and not mess up what I've got going. So I'm going to move him over just a little bit. Okay, I can see he's fitting in there. Make sure his head's exactly the way I want him. Okay, his little hand, this one I want in too, because this one is going to be over here when I stamp him over here. So I need his hands to just be in a tiny bit more than they would have been if I just plopped him down. And I think I want his head over a tiny bit. Okay, so we're getting him in here as perfect as we possibly can. And then I'm going to stick him on this block. Okay, now once he's stuck, we're good. Okay, you can see it actually tore my cardstock a bit there, which is what happens when you stick these photopolymers on without inking. They'll even just tear that paper. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that over because I don't really want to stamp on torn paper. So we'll go ahead and do this. And I think while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. This is actually what I would recommend. We're going to take this and cut it out with that die. And then we're going to stamp him. Okay, so here's my torn paper. We're going to turn this over. Now that I've got him positioned, I can just stamp my heart out for a whole lot of these. That's one reason I really like this set, is if you are into the get a whole bunch of cards done in one go, this is a set for you. You've got all kinds of options with this one to do. You can make all kinds of different things and just all kinds of different things. This is a really good set. Okay, so we're going to cut him out. And then I don't have to worry about it not me messing up my embossing after I've done him. Okay, we're going to do that one. I think I'm going to do another one too. While you're doing them, you might as well just do as many as you want. He's too cute, you're going to use him. You're definitely going to use him. And some people have made wonderful little banners with him. Oh, maybe I'll do that. That would be so fun. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a banner and send it to my little grandkids, and then they can make a banner. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that would be really cute, and I am going to do that. All right, so for today's purposes, though, we're going to just stick with that for now. Otherwise, we'll be here a long time. A little banner is going to take way too long for me to be messing with it. All right, so now we've got our little gingerbread boys. We're going to stamp all of them. Now you can decide, do I want a face on both? One's going to be on the back side. One's going to be, you know, on the front. Make sure, close it up. Make sure it's going to fit perfectly together. You don't want one not touching. Now, if you're making it as a banner, it wouldn't matter because you're going to be attaching these guys, you know. But if you want this to be a card, you don't want to see the back. And I'm going to make mine as a little card because I didn't do the other ones at all like that. And I wanted to show you what it can look like as a little card. Now, for my cards that are actually in the email this week, they have him like coming out of a frame. So that's, I think, one of the cutest ways to do this set. All you need are shapes. You need rectangle or square shapes that are layered. You can cut your frames in any color. I like red with this guy, but you could do anything. And then just have part of it in and out of the frame, and you've got a great setup for your cards right off. Now what I'm going to do is lay these guys, I'm going to lay them out. I do need to get a big sheet of paper to do the embossing on, and I'm going to use one of my old inserts. It's glossy, so that my embossing powder is going to slide right back in there. I'm going to use white. You'll need your Versamark is probably best, but other people use other things. I just prefer Versamark. It's very sticky. And you need your embossing buddy. Oh, where are you? There you are. I don't know why you were in a different drawer. And that's it. But you need to move quick when you're ready to go. That's basically the deal. So I'm just making sure I've got everything together right now. I think I do. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't really want to tape these guys down because the problem is that this edge is going to be right there on his head. Let me think about this. I'm going to tape him a little bit, but just a tiny bit, because I don't want it to shift, but I don't want to get into the line either. So we'll see if I can do this and tape it down just enough, because with the ink that's on it, it should lay pretty good and come back up when I ink it. It should not mess it up too much, but you never know. So we'll do this just barely right on the edge. Hopefully that'll keep it down. Got an extra little piece there. All right, so now we're going to do our embossing buddy, and I'm rubbing him down pretty good because I do not like stray powder. Okay, get him nice and powdered up. Okay, he's good. This time, let's put you back in the drawer you go. All right, and then I've got my powder, I've got my paper to slide them on, okay? And I've got my gun already over there that's gonna heat melt it. And I'm gonna just take this and ink it up over here on the side. Oh, I forgot, you gotta do his face and everything that you want to do. Now, I think there are dies to do the little hand squiggles, and they're actually going to get embossed. The buttons don't get embossed, so if you want to emboss the buttons, you'll need the stamps that'll do that. I think I'll skip the buttons for now. We'll do something else with the buttons maybe. But I need his face. And there's a variety of little faces. So I'm gonna grab a block and we're gonna do, we've only got 2 guys going here. I think we're not gonna do the wink. We're gonna do the smile. I like the smile without the eyelashes. There's eyelashes and there's non-eyelashes. Maybe we'll do the eyelashes too. So here's the one with the eyelashes. Then you can make one a girl and one a boy. That's kind of fun too. Find another. I thought I had another tiny block. Where are you? I don't see you. So you've fallen down somewhere. All right, so now we got our blocks ready for our face. And I'm gonna go ahead and ink those up, but I'll have to do them again. Okay. Okay, the main thing is be ready with your powder. I'm gonna open it over here. I've got the powder open, it's ready. All right, don't sneeze, don't breathe. Once you can stamp with it and not have a problem, but once you get that powder on, you do not, oh, I want this guy to be the one. Now, I touched him. When you touch him, you've just transferred oil to him. So we're gonna do this. Now, his face is gonna go on this side, but not this side. So just make sure you linked him up. Okay, we're gonna do, oh, I can see his little hand and, oh. Make sure it's on there good. Oh, I knew you were gonna do that. So the taping is not gonna work. Now that you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and put the powder on. Okay, where are you, powder? I have you out. There you are. All right, so you get your powder on here. Wow, that really came out in a clump. Normally, that wouldn't happen. That's unfortunate, actually. Okay, he looks pretty clean. I see a few little strays, so I'm gonna take my little brush, brush that down there. It can be a little bit, but not too much. There's one. We're gonna take this powder and dump it back in. And I'm gonna get rid of the tape that's not really effective either. You can't put enough tape on there to really keep him down. I mean, that's just life. So it's okay. I just was really hoping I could avoid having it move about. And then also I've got like powder over here that I don't really want to be having that there. So we'll wipe that and dry it. Oh boy. Okay, now we're ready to do the other. Now don't touch any of what you've just done. All right, so we're not touching that. It'll mess it up if I did. But because I've touched, and there's water right there, we're gonna have to emboss Buddy again. Oops, I smudged it a little bit right there. All right, I can live with that. And then you're gonna, now this one I want the face on it. We're gonna do this first. Okay. He's gonna move. I'm hoping that doesn't get messed up when he does, but it is gonna move. Kind of just gonna have to live with that reality. Okay. Now we're gonna put the paper under here and my powder. This time, at least, it's not as clumped up. And I keep touching the edge there, but it's kind of tricky. That one's nice and clean, looking good. Okay, so that one's ready to go. Perfect. Now we're going to do the other one. So this is actually a really good group project.
You'd want to have, you know, people who kind of have done it so that you know that they're not gonna screw up what you just tried to do. But you can have one person doing the stamping, one person doing the embossing powder, one person doing the heat set, and it could go a lot faster. Seriously, a lot faster. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna do this. This time I'm gonna just go ahead and slide my paper under here because I think that'll save me a step of messing around. Okay, get him on there. Okay, I think he's all done. I'm gonna do this one. We're gonna try to get 2 of these done here in one go this time. Oh, it's gonna stick again, and I probably will end up touching it and not be able to do that. Oh well. So cute. There's one. I know I touched it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And voila. All right, so now we're gonna get our powder going. I'm kind of running out of my white here. But I've still got plenty. It's one of the reasons I really like embossing is you get a lot of bang for your buck, if you will. It's kind of similar to ink, only it looks fancier, and it really pops with the you know, a dark color that you're going. You can't really stamp on dark colors all that easily. It kind of just washes away. Black will stamp on it, but and black looks okay, but I really like white with this guy. All right, so we're gonna set that there and put our powder away, and then we're gonna do his face. I'm gonna set it all at the end. I'm not gonna be getting out the heat gun more than one time here. Now I've still got powder laying around, which this is how I lose powder. So it's why I don't like to spill it because that is actually losing a good bit of powder there. But the problem is my paper really wasn't quite as big as I should have got. I should have just got a big 8.5 by 11 inch piece of regular white paper to have under there. All right, so now we're gonna do the faces. We only need to do 2. So we'll do this little guy here. Okay, I am gonna be unhappy with that because I could see that I had powder on there and I forgot to do my embossing buddy. He's gonna have, oh, he actually looks good. I'm shocked. I thought he was gonna end up having like powder all over his face, like he was in a little, glitter factory or something. It actually turned out okay. All right, so there's that one, and let's feel it. It feels all right, so it's probably okay. And this one. So now is the time, though, if you are going to do any of the buttons or any of that stuff. This is the time. You just tap there and it falls away. Usually all the excess paper, if you've used your embossing buddy, all the excess should fall away. If there is any, just use a little paintbrush, but try not to. It's really hard to do the paintbrush without brushing into something, and it's annoying. It's easy to redo. If you, for some reason, have a sneeze, and in the sneeze you completely mess up your project, you can let that dry, brush it all off, and you can start all, you probably would have to turn it over, but other than that, you can just use it. It's not, this ink is clear basically, so it's not the end of the world. All right, not that anything is, but sometimes with these crafting deals, there's just so much pressure. Like, I've got to do this perfectly or else, and there really is no reason to ever feel like that about it, but sometimes it does feel like that. I think it's that crafter instinct. You're a little perfectionist. That's kind of why you're making them yourself, because you want it to look really good, and you're not really fully satisfied with what you can buy in the store, because you're not going to spend $10 and $15 on a card. I mean, the first time I ever saw a card for $5, I was like, are you kidding me? Because I'd already been stamping for years and years, so I thought that was hilarious that they would actually think that somebody would spend $5 on a card. And then years and years and years later, we were vacationing near Portland, Oregon, and happened in a little, touristy shop, and oh my goodness, I was stunned at $15 and $20 cards that were, pretty nice, but I don't know that they were nicer than mine. All right, so now you're going to heat set this. Now it's gonna be a little noisy, and let me grab this is my handy dandy color wheel that I just have it stuck there. This is the board I sometimes use for embossing, because I can clip it. And then my hand doesn't have to get anywhere near it, because this is hot. Okay, so this is going to heat up quite a bit. And I'm going to let it heat up here. It is smudged a tiny bit there where my thumb hit that, but that's okay. We'll just do this, and it looks fine. It just looks like I had a little trouble with the frosting. Okay, if you want to put hair on him, that would have been cute, huh? I think there is a stamp in there that has hair on it. That would be so cute. If I do this, the problem with sending this to the grandkids is that I am not going to... Part of the fun is stamping. The granddaughter that'll really love this, I got her own little kit. She's got her own little cutting machine and everything. And the fun part would be the stamping and the cutting it out. So I kind of put myself out of business a little bit by sending her that stuff, but she loves it. The other little girls, they might be old enough to do it. One is, for sure, in another family. That gets hot, so you have to be super careful not to burn. I have to be careful not to burn myself on that clip. Okay. Clip you again. And check it before you put the heat on to see if there's any little stray you want to get out of there. There's one. There's another. We'll just move you in there a little bit. Okay. Oh, there's this nice little streak. How in the world did that little streak happen? I have no idea. We're gonna deal with that. Huh. A little bit of powder isn't so bad, but the streak is probably not so good. Not sure what happened to that. All right, so now we're set. I don't see any more flaws, and pretty soon they're going to be set, and so if I do see them, I'll just look away. If you have ever read a Henry Quackenbush book to your kids, please comment and tell me how much you love them, because of course if you have, you would love them. He did Henry Quackenbush did Henry's Awful Mistake, which I think is probably the best book that he wrote and one of the best children's books if you want to teach your kids how to have a good sense of humor and to get through life well. It's very funny. Not at all religious, okay? Some people like that and some don't, and I just want to do good literature that's fun, okay, for kids, and that's not weird in any way, and it's not. It's very funny. It'll teach your kids how to have a really good dry sense of humor, which can be helpful because then learning to laugh at yourself that's a really good way to get through life. All right, so now we've got those guys done. Don't mess it up. It's still hot. So if you stick your hands all over it right off, you're going to be very, very sad. All right, now in this set, there's all kinds of doodads. I've got a ribbon ready to go. I'm not sure what I'll use that on, and I might or might not. Now you can see that this guy, if I wanted to separate him, I could cut around him and get 2 to put on cards. But if this worked out really well, you've got a really nice little card. You could use it as tag or whatever. I can see my flub right there, but anyway. And there are dies that make this cute little candy cane. Just 2 dies. So I cut out a red one and the white one, glued them together. And because I have this little flub, I'm tempted to put his candy cane in his hand there. That will cover that. It also has this nice little mug, but that kind of has to go over here. If you've got a little girl, then you can use the little bow. Now, tell me why is the bow in 2 pieces? I do not know. Yes, I can glue them together like this. I don't know why I would want to. But you can show that she's a little girl by doing that. You can put it like this. That looks good. You can use it as a little bow tie. Maybe that's it. Maybe so you can use a bow tie. I bet that's it. Yeah, that's got to be it. Okay, we're using this as a little tie or a little bow for her hair. So we'll put a dab of glue there, and let's see which way. I think it needs to go this way. I'm gonna stick that on there. And then I'm gonna use a little clip to clip it so that can dry while I'm doing other things. These little ones are hard to use sometimes. Okay, so that's clipped. I did a red sucker with a white swirl. You can take, when you cut them out of red for the actual swirl, you can save the red and just stick it on, white for the candy, or you could have done it with this sucker. You can do several things. So in cutting your things out, you get a lot of options. There's hats. I did red for my oh, that's the girl. She's going to have a bow. But I did white just to see what it would look like. And if you want a hat on your guy, if it's white, you can color it. I don't know that I'm going to do white. Here's your rickrack. And I really kind of wanted to have my rickrack sticking up. And so I was going to take it and glue it on there. And I think I will, but I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. I'm doing just the basics for this guy. Okay, so that's why we're sticking to some pretty basic stuff, because you've already seen how great he is, and I don't need to belabor it. The dies also cut out his mouth. I would not, if you do want to do the face like that with like if I wanted to put, this one's not winking. So if I wanted to, I could make this guy be inside here, and we'll put his little eye here, but you're gonna need this pick tool to do this. And then here's the little winking eye. I mean, seriously, who's gonna use these things? This is incredibly difficult to use, these tiny, tiny little pieces. But, I mean, it can be done, but sheesh, I would just emboss it myself. All right, so I'm just showing you, but I will never, never in a million years actually do this. There's his little winking eye. I don't even know if I can do the winking eye as cute as they've got it. And there's the little mouth. So all of the face parts can be, how does that wink work? Is it like that? Yeah, it's like that. There, okay, that looks a little better. Wow. I am not using it, but there's a pick tool plug. I don't use the pick tool all that much for this end because I use the spatula end. That's why I have it. And then for the other parts that fit into it, I'm too lazy to actually stick it into the pick tool. So I just keep them here and I just use them like this. You're just getting the truth, okay? I can use these really quick and fast. They're just like right here at my fingertips. And so I do like the pick tool, but I never interchange anything out. Okay, just saying, this is going in the trash. Too time consuming. Some people are really good at this stuff, but I don't do anything too difficult. All right, so we're gonna take this little candy cane and I could make it go in, you know, with a dimensional, but why would I want to do that? I want it to have it in his little hand. So I'm gonna just put some glue right here. We're gonna glue this to his little hand right there. He should be like a two-fisted drinker. He's got a cup and he's got his cocoa too. Right? The cocoa's cute. Very cute. And then I did it in white. So if you want to do a different color, and you can do that. So he needs a red hat is my thinking, and I'm not going to color it, I don't think, but I'll set it aside and we'll see. I'll think about it. Let's put the bow on and see how she looks. She's pretty cute. Now, actually, the bow could look good with the you know, a little piece of dimensional on here. Let's see if it's going to be too big. Probably not on the side. That's oh, I got one on my nail. Okay, let's see if we can see it. You can see it a tiny bit, but oh well. It's gonna be fine. All right, so cute. All right, so there is a Black Friday sale in the Stampin' Up! World right after Thanksgiving next week. So you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving and enjoy all of that. That's gonna be nice. Now I think I am going to go ahead and do a button, but I'm gonna do beads or something instead. Let's take a look here. What do I wanna do here? There's a cute scarf. Okay, I do really like the scarf. That's nice. So we might get the scarf out and the hat out. And I think what we'll do is maybe we'll give the little girl, she can have 2 little suckers, maybe. Or not. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to use these for. These might be things that I'm giving to a neighbor, and I don't want to make it too candy oriented. It's unlikely I would be giving candy to the neighbor. But that's just me. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate him with his little hat and I just like red for Christmas, real red. Perfect color. So we're going to take on the side, I'm going to just cut these out. Let's do 2 of these and 1 hat. And then we will get those on to those guys. it embosses and cuts, and that's what makes these really good die cuts. Not all dies that you buy out there are that way. These are really good. So you can see through there. It's really cute. Okay, now one other thing that you want to do with this gingerbread boy works better if he's not got embossing on it. In fact, I better stamp one to show you what I'm going to tell you all about here. I better just stamp one, because otherwise you're not going to get it. Let me grab him out. We'll put the little girl's, we're going to get her little scarf on here first. Yeah, we'll just put it there. Okay. There's her little scarf. Come on, stay on there. And then, oh, come on. Sheesh. Why? Oh, it's the powder. That's why. It's all the embossing buddy powder. All right, so we're going to put his little hat on him. So cute. I'll put a good bit of glue on that. It's fine if you see his little white stuff. That's the glue squeezing through. But I didn't want it to just pop off like that it wanted to. All right, so here you go. Your cute little card. You can use it as a gift card or whatever. It's too sweet. Too cute. Now take your... Do I have another? Yes, I do. There it is. All right, take another piece of your brown pecan pie, cinnamon cider, whatever it is that you've chosen to use. We're going to stamp this with black, and I'll stamp this cute little face. I do like the winking eye. The winking eye is just too cute, okay? I'm going to also do the buttons. There's a button one. And that's it. That's all I need on here. And we're going to assemble him right on my block. Okay, so here's his buttons. Okay, there's his cute little eyes. No, that's the girl. I don't want the girl. I want the wink. There's the wink. There we go. Okay. And you can check to see if there's anything else you want. And there's not. So we're going to use black on this one. Now, because I have all that Versamark on there, I thought I cleaned it, but it might not have cleaned great. So I'm really going to make sure I've inked this up good. Okay, because I can see looking right on there, it's not good enough. I'm going to need to go on, I'm going to need to stamp this probably 2 times here. So, we'll see. I want it to be a nice vivid line. That's pretty good. That eye may be a little weak, not bad though. I can live with that. Oh, can you believe it? I think that actually managed to not lose every die out of that case that just fell on the floor. Thankfully, we are done with the cutting and stamping and all of that, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to throw this down here, hoping I don't lose any of the little face or anything. Put it in the pile that's down there now on the floor. And now, so what you want to do, normally I would use the die and cut him out, but actually, for my purposes, and what I want to show you, I'm going to go ahead and cut him out so that I can cut him out right by his little lines. Because it's a nice fat line, it's not that hard to do. And the reason I'm doing this is because I really want this guy, he's going to look just like a cookie. If you want him to look like a cookie, I haven't tried this technique yet, but I just saw it on Pinterest. And so although I haven't tried it on him, it's a simple technique. We've all used it many times. But oh boy, whoever made it, it was not a name I recognized, so I don't remember who it was. But her little gingerbread boys, if you see them on there, you should say thank you, because they looked just like a delicious gingerbread cookie. Now, mine's not going to look that good because I've not done this technique and practiced it and all that, but it should look pretty good. It's not like hard to do. What you're going to need to do is those buttons are like, that's way too big. That I would use the eye and just do 2 buttons. Those are not working out. I'm going to have to put 3 buttons on him. And I'm going to have to, use gems and cover those up because I don't care for that at all. Now, you need a lightish brown, and since this is cinnamon cider, I'm going to use cinnamon cider, but any kind of a brown would work. Maybe I'll get a pecan pie out. Let's see what that's going to look like. And then you're going to want a little sponge. You could use a brush, but I actually think what might work better is the sponge. Where are my little, well, I've got a little teeny tiny guy, and we're going to start with this little brush and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to test it here. See what that color looks like. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to just do this. Now, I'm going to put the light on here a little bit better, maybe, so you can see. He's going to have a nice browned edge to his little hand. And it gets real dark down here because that was where my heat element was, and it made it oh so tasty. Yum. Do you like cookies well done, crunchy, or do you like them soft? Whether you like them crunchy or soft, it still is nice to have a cookie that looks done, you know? My husband and I love them to be crunchy. So when I saw this one, I was thinking, that looks so good. I could eat that. It looks delicious. Okay, now the trick is going to be, don't make it all too uniform, because otherwise it's going to not quite work. Right? Oh, what do you think? I might be laying it on a little thick. Maybe if we just do it a little bit by the line and not quite so deliciously brown. I get the cookies out, used to. I never make them anymore because I can't eat any cookies or I get terribly fat. But anyhow, in the day when I used to make cookies, I would say, okay, Jeff, these are yours. Because I like them done, but he'll eat the burned ones. You know, I mean, don't let it go to waste. And he actually does like them that way. What do you think? Now, that was too much, but this is perfect. Okay, he looks delicious. I'm kind of done with my Christmas cards. I don't know if I can use this guy on a card. We'll see. Usually I get done here with these videos and I think that turned out really good. I think I want to use that. I didn't really need it, but I think I might use it. Pretty good. All right. There. Yum, yum, yum. But this is why I wanted to use cinnamon cider, so that I could actually see that coming out. You round him up, okay? And now he's kind of looking more like a cookie. All right, so you could put sparkles on him. You could do all kinds of things with him. I do think he's super cute. The other thing about this is if I had not, you can stamp it with that craft white. I think I showed that. I don't remember if I did or not. You can stamp it with the craft white and then use use like a paint pen that's white. If you have a paint pen, this one's like super fine tip, so that one wouldn't work. But if you have a big fat one, you can go down to the craft store and find these big, giant fat ones. And then you can go over that, and it'll give you some white. I think instead I would just use that die that it comes with. And then you can actually glue this right over that. And then that'll make it nice and white. Okay? So you can fix it up. I could use those eyeballs that I threw away and fix his wink and all, but we're going to leave that the way it is, I think. I just think that's good. So that's your basics for the little gingerbread boy. I think we finished everything and had a good time today. I did. I got everything done. And the sun's still shining. This is looking like a beautiful day. And, oh, whole bunch of stuff coming in the catalog. There's going to be a new catalog in January. If you are a demonstrator, I hope you are. If you aren't, then you should join. Because we have a pre-order going right now, so don't forget to get in there and get those things. Those are really cute. Lots of nice things that you will want coming in January. There is going to be an online exclusive thing coming up soon. I don't know what it's going to be, but it should be nice. So keep checking back to Stampin' Up. They have new kits. There's some kits that are really cute, and I don't even do kits, but get in there, check them out. See if there's one that you like. One that you could do with your little kids, that'd be super fun. They're very easy to use, and everything's done for you. And the explanations are really good. The website's sometimes a little clunky with finding things, I understand. Use the search bar, because if you put the name of everything, so like anytime that, like, this is an old set, this one, it's retired, you won't find it. If you put Sweetest Things up there, it wouldn't show, because of course this is gone. But anything that's available to buy, if you just type in the search bar, it will come up. Anything that's related to it should come up. Much easier way to find things, and click and add to your cart and you're all set if you spend $50 or more. With me, you get a little crow stamp on your card, and then I keep track of those, and once you get 10 of those, then I give you a nice little $50 shopping spree at Stampin' Up. So enjoy. Have a wonderful week. Have a very blessed Thanksgiving. Tell your family and friends how much you love them and how much they mean to you. And they should be doing that to you too. If they aren't, make them. Just make them do it. Eventually they'll just give up and do it without having to be made. Okay? All right. I will see you next week or the week after. Oh, Thanksgiving next week. I won't see you next week, but I will see you in a couple of weeks. Have a lovely day. Bye.